Hi, in this video we're going to answer the question, do I have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? We're going to look at questions you can ask yourself, a little quiz you can give yourself to determine which you have, and then really kind of focus on why that matters, right? Why knowing which one you tend to be can help you in the long run shift your mindset and develop that growth mindset that can be so valuable in reaching excellence in any area of your life. So the first part of this video, we're going to need to once again look at the differences and characteristics of a fixed and growth mindset, kind of looking at those beliefs that drive the two, the major beliefs as well as some of the underlying beliefs that emanate from those big overarching beliefs. And then we're going to look at the quiz, the questions that you can ask yourself, that self-reflection process, the challenges with self-reflection process, but also how you can utilize that to find out what you tend to be and then what you can do about that, how you can guide that, use that to guide your improvement. And of course, we want to look at that application to see how that plays out in the real world. So growth mindset, fixed mindset. So fixed mindset, again, this comes up in quite a few of the videos, right? When I have question after question after question about growth and mindset and fixed mindset, we've always got to start with the fundamentals. And the fundamentals are, what's the difference between the two? What are the characteristics between the two? So fixed mindset, again, is this idea that your intelligence and your skill set is really fixed. It is who you are. It's kind of wrapped up in your DNA, right? It's kind of beyond your control. While a growth mindset says, no, I can constantly grow and learn and improve and get better. Effort is really one of the keys to doing all that. So this manifests itself in certain characteristics and underlying beliefs, right? So when you don't believe that you can improve because your intelligence and your skill set is fixed, it's really tied into your DNA and your genetic makeup, well, you don't tend to believe that effort is a path to mastery, which is what a growth mindset believes. You tend to think that effort really has no point because I can't improve anyways. So why work harder? You tend to give up easily because, again, you can't improve really. You've got a certain limit to skills in some area of your life, and that's been genetically determined. It's just who you are. It's all those sort of limiting beliefs. So effort doesn't matter. You tend to give up easily because it doesn't really matter. You don't see the successes of others. They don't motivate you because they're different than I am, right? They have advantages I don't have. So all those things tend to put a cap on your abilities and a limit to your success. People with a growth mindset kind of believe the opposite of that, right? I can improve my skill set, my intelligence, all that. Through hard work, I can get better. I become a master through hard work. I look at challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. I will tend to persist in the face of setbacks, right? I look at others and go, hey, if they can do it, I can do it, right? I can learn from them. All these beliefs will guide you towards persisting in the face of setbacks, persevering over the long run, right? You tend to find more levels of success because you've got that attitude of like, no, I can figure this out. I can do better. I can grow. I can learn. That is that growth mindset, right? That is that mindset that we're hoping people will want to strive to achieve. All right, so let's take a look at what you are. We're going to go over some questions that you can ask yourself. Now, the real challenge with any sort of self-assessment like this is we're relying on our own ability to be honest and open and have a fair view of our own personality and abilities and skill set. And humans, you know, We're notoriously bad at doing that. All right. So just putting that out in front. But it can still be very valuable. So you just need to try to be honest and really look at situations from your past and go, yeah, all right, this is showing me how I, do this, or how I do this or that, what have you, right? You want to try to step back and look at it um, through somebody else's eyes. All right, that might be the best way. So let's take a look at these questions. Now, this is where you're going to want to. All right, so here's questions that we have. First one, right? How do you react to challenges? So, A, tend to avoid them, like, I don't like this. This isn't good. I can't do this. I'm done, right? If that's you, you get 1 point. B, I see them as opportunities for growth. That's 3 points. Just kind of make note of that, right? How do you view effort in achieving success? I believe effort is not as valuable as intelligence or skill set. Effort doesn't really matter as much as those things. Those things are really what's going to drive my success. Or I believe effort is essential for mastery. Again, for A, it's 1. For B, it's 3 points. How do you handle constructive criticism? Do you view it as criticism, right? Do you tend to take it personally? It shines a light on my weaknesses. It's criticism. Or do you see it as valuable in helping you improve? It's feedback. It's positive feedback. Again, A, 1 point. B, 3 points. How do you feel about the success of others? Well, I tend to be envious or believe that they have some advantage over you, right? If you believe that, it's 1 point. I feel inspired or motivated by them. If they can do it, I can do it. That is 3 points. All right, so number 5. When you encounter a setback, how do you respond? I give up or get overwhelmed, like, oh, this is awful. Or I use it as a learning opportunity. All right, I'm being challenged here. What can I do? How can I get through this? Again, A, 1 point. B, 3 points. Do you really believe your intelligence and abilities can change? Do you really believe that? No, they're in my DNA. I've tried, doesn't work. B, yes, they can be improved through effort. 3 points for B, 1 point for A. How do you approach learning new things? I stick to what I know and what I'm good at, and new stuff I just, no. Or I embrace learning new things. I want to take that on. I want to try to get better. I want to learn something new. And as part of that, you view mistakes or setbacks as part of the learning process. Again, A, 1, B, 3 points. So add those up. If you scored 7 to 10 points, you tend to be more of a fixed mindset. Now, it's important to recognize that fixed mindset can be contextual, right? So in some areas you'll have a fixed mindset, others a growth mindset. But if you're 7 to 10, you generally lean towards that fixed mindset side. 11 to 15 is probably much more contextualized. So like, some areas you'll have that fixed. Some areas you're going to have a definite growth mindset. While if you're 16 to 20, you tend to have that growth mindset permeate all areas of your life, right? It'll be more predominant than the other mindset. All right, so if you want to shift this, right? If you want to make that move, it's all about those beliefs. Interrupting negative patterns of thinking, these old beliefs, and adopting new ones. And you do that through affirmations. You do that by actually changing how you are representing that in your brain, using things like swish pattern or just, again, the constant a constant viewing and seeing yourself, visualizing yourself doing something well, right? You're kind of replaying, you're setting up those neurological connections just by visualizing it. So you do that repeatedly over time. Interrupt the old, do the new. So again, I want to share another story, right? Another person who exhibited a growth mindset in their lives, who became highly successful in business. Often use these people as examples because entrepreneurship is fraught with setbacks, right? Steve Jobs, here's a person who, was kind of forced out at Apple for a lot of reasons, which we don't even need to get into. But back in like the 1980s, I think is when he was kind of stepped aside, was forced out, late 1980s. And by the late 1990s, he was coming back into Apple to help spur Apple. Apple had really kind of not grown much. They were struggling. And if you think of Apple today, that was really because of the work Steve Jobs did when he came back in and exhibited, all those characteristics of a growth mindset. He took all that negativity, all the bad things that had happened, all that gone on, channeled it, kept pushing forward, innovated, got that company turned around, and Apple today is like, just one of the top tech companies in the entire world. And back when he first took over, some of the things were in place, and he just expanded on those, right? But when we think of Apple today and all those innovations that have made it, one of the highest valued companies in the entire world, when he took over, it was like $4-6 billion. I don't remember what the number was, but much lower than what it is today. Again, I invite you to subscribe to our channel. Check out our other videos, how are grit and a growth mindset related. You can find that on our channel at CoachChuck360.com and subscribe to this channel.